Mr. Neeson, good to see you again, sir. How are you?
Good to see you too, Jake. Call me
Uh,
Liam, please.
Liam, I absolutely will. I appreciate that. You can call me Jake if you want to.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
So much of the drama from this film comes from the fact that he turns down a job. He says, I'm not going to do that. Looking back at your career, what's the most famous role you said no to?
Oh my God, I don't have one, Jake. Honestly, I've made 100 films as of Christmas past, which I'm very proud of, and I'm staggered. But I honestly don't. Nothing's coming to mind that I've turned down and then saw it and thought, oh my gosh, I wish I'd done that.
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing's coming to mind.
Well, I'm gonna twist it a little bit because obviously this film is a really great remake of a really great 2003 Belgian film. And since you have played some of the greatest roles of all time in some of the greatest films ever made, is there one you would be curious to see remade one day to see how another actor might try their hand at one of the roles that you've played?
Gosh, that's a very interesting question. Maybe if you ask me in 10 years' time, if I'm still alive, Yeah, that was funny. There were times during Schindler's List, especially in the early days of shooting, I just felt vulnerable and just felt I'm not worthy for this, and certainly for this subject matter. I did get over it, but I did in the early stages of Schindler's List think, oh, this actor would have been better, or that actor would have been better,
No one would have been better. No, absolutely no one. There's that great story. I think John Williams told Steven Spielberg, like, you deserve a better composer. And Spielberg said, maybe, but they're all dead.
I didn't hear that one.
Which if it's not a true story, I'm going to pretend that it's a true story because I absolutely love it. And I would love to talk to you next year because I know next year is the 30th anniversary and the film is that's obviously a flawless film. Oftentimes when you play any profession, you find people in that line of work and you ask them questions. If you play doctor, you go to a hospital and you talk to doctors. If you play a truck driver, you get behind the wheel and you learn from those guys. When you play a trained killer, like, who do you call for authenticity to make sure that you've got it right?
There were 3 or 4 guys who I know are assassins. I'm kidding, of course.
I was about to. This interview was going to go a completely different direction than I was anticipating, and it also wouldn't surprise me if you did know those guys.
No, I don't. But the fact that the character is suffering from an early onset Alzheimer's dementia, that was interesting to explore. In watching certain documentary films about it, reading a couple of very, very good books about the affliction. And I have a personal friend back home in Ireland who is suffering from early stages of dementia. And it's horrible to witness, but as I've been saying to some of the other journalists, the actor part of my brain is observing him, hoping I can use it in some way, which is terrible to admit, but I couldn't help it,
For sure.
And I worked very closely with Martin Campbell, our director of memory, because I wanted to put in little things I had observed with these afflicted people. And I would ask him, I said, Martin, look, I'm going to try this. If it's too much, please let me know. Tell me to pull back or whatever, So that was good to work with Martin.
But Mr. Neeson, you've been kind to me for a very, very long time. You and I have been talking for a long time, sir. And I appreciate you always just always being the hero I always wanted you to be. So I appreciate your time.
You're a sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Good to see you, my friend. I hope to see you in person soon.
I hope so too.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.